One of the things that I love about you slash Elvira is the fact that you own all the rights. I mean, like all the profits go directly to you. There's not some like overlord over you for everything, and it's you. I mean, obviously that plays a huge factor in why you've kept her going for so long. But was there ever a point where you did seriously consider any sort of like side gig that had nothing to do with Halloween or Elvira herself or horror?
Yeah, about the first year or two, I thought, hey, this is an awesome gig, and I'm dressed as this wacky character, so I can go out and get all kinds of acting stuff on my own and do pilots and do this and do that. And so I checked into doing that, and pilot season was always in the fall.
Mhm.
And so I'd go, wait a minute, I'm getting like SAG and AFTRA minimum to do a pilot that may or may never go. And I won't be able to do Elvira for this Halloween. So
Mhm.
my income will suddenly be cut down to like 1/millionth of what I would get as Elvira. And after
Yeah.
a while, it was very clear that it was a ridiculous thing to try to go off and, do
Yeah.
something else. Owning the rights makes all the difference. Now, if Universal owns your character, like say you were in Star Trek or you're in Star Wars or whatever, yeah, it makes sense to go out and do other things, But if
Yeah.
you are the owner, I always say, I think the only other person that might be, maybe Kiss and maybe Pee Wee Herman, my
Mhm.
friend, very good friend. And I always say we're in a very, very exclusive club of characters who are owned by the people who invented them.
Yeah, I mean, it's a
So
good
that's a really
position to
good.
be in.
Yeah, so I figured out very quickly what side my bread was buttered on, and I just stuck with it.
This week on Twitter, people were posting about the Elvira show pilot again. Just someone shared it on Twitter, and everyone was like, "Oh, how could they have passed up on this?" Just
Oh,
when you see those conversations that people, really just that wonder if and wish they had seen it. How does that make you? It's
well,
it's got to be a double-edged sword,
very,
obviously.
very. I just committed seppuku. Yeah, no, it kills me because it was freaking, in my estimation, but of course I was starring in it. I thought it was super funny, super interesting. I mean, it was Catherine Hellman, who I loved. She
Amazing.
was so wonderful. And it just came together so great. It was so perfect. And it sounds like sour grapes, but I don't know if you heard this story about what happened.
Yeah.
The head of the the network, Jeff Sagansky, got sick the week they were picking the pilots. They brought in his boss, Howard Stringer from New York, who had never heard of Elvira. I guess they don't have TV in New York. I don't know, but he
How
came
dare
in
they?
and he basically looked at it and said, "We can't have those boobs on CBS." And that was the end, right there. Boom, bang. And it was funny. The only thing that good that came out of it that I like anyway is that apparently when you go back and look up CBS, the worst season they ever had was that year. They all the movies that all the TV shows he picked were bombs. I mean, I think
Nice
there were
little
two
karma.
that lasted more than one season. So nanner, nanner, nanner. Yeah.
What is left on the Elvira bucket list, I guess?
Good Lord.
You've done everything, it seems
I
like.
know. I
And
pretty much
yet
done
you
everything.
keep coming up with new things.
I know. Once this autobiography is out, I'm like, what else is there to do? I don't know. Um, Take Elvira, climb Mount Everest, perhaps? No, let's run that out there. Yeah, that's Elvira. My spiked shoes would really help in the snow.
Oh yeah.
Uh, yeah, no, it feels like I've done it all. This is okay. This is a ridiculous thing. Um, I still want to get a star on Hollywood Boulevard. I don't know why, but as a kid, the first time I saw the stars on Hollywood Boulevard when I was with my parents on a vacation as a child, I thought, this is like a dream come true. That's what I want to have, a star on Hollywood Boulevard. And it doesn't matter to anyone else but me. So that's one thing I'd really like to get someday. I mean, when I walk down that street and I see 90% of people I've never heard of, I go, oh, why don't I have one? So
Yeah.
anyway, that's a silly thing, but But
Oh, I think it's well deserved. And I think if they timed it with Halloween season, it would be a perfect thing for everyone involved. And what are you going to be doing on Halloween itself? Because obviously these events are going down Halloween Eve. Are you going to be doing anything?
I'm going to be doing, yes. Oh, yes. I have
Plenty,
all
I'm
kinds of
sure.
things. Oh, hell yes. Things lined up. One of the biggest things that I want to tell people about is I'm going to be doing a live stream, actually interacting with people.
Okay.
Elvira is going to be doing it, answering questions. And we're going to be on Instagram for an hour or two, just answering
Nice.
questions from fans and interacting. And I'm doing a lot of other little popping up at people's different Halloween events all over the country that night too. So, but my main thing is the Instagram live chat, which I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to. I haven't done one of those in forever.
No, it's nice. And you say popping up in other people's too. It's like being able to do it all from one place, but still reach so many people. It's got to
Yep,
be a nice feeling too.
it is. It's kind of convenient. I don't have to fly all over the country.
Right?
So yeah, I think it's gonna be fun, and I'll be in my house. And if trick or treaters come, which they won't because it's banned in LA,
Right?
I'll be there waiting, dressed as Elvira. It'll be very sad.
Now, I
Yeah,
know when you dropped the music video for Don't Cancel Halloween earlier this month, the headlines were like, Elvira looks ageless and Elvira's still sexy. It's like, are, it really seems like people are surprised to see that you're still at it and still
I know.
looking the way
I'm more
you do.
surprised than they are. Yeah, honest to God, I'm like, what? I've been doing this 40 years now. Next
Right?
year. Yeah. Yeah, so it is pretty amazing that it's still going. And yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to see myself in the camera. I don't know what I look like.
Fantastic.
Oh, thank you. Anyway, yeah, thank you for the compliment. And yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. You look great.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I mean, you mentioned, next year will be 40 years of Elvira for you. Will you be doing anything special to maybe celebrate that, provided we can actually leave the house then?
Yeah. Well, I'm doing stuff with or without leaving the house. I have a ton of cool stuff coming out next year. We're doing a big Elvira's 40th anniversary breakout thing where one, my autobiography will be coming out, and I'll be
Nice.
doing tons of stuff either in person, we'll see, or online with that. I have so many projects coming out next year for the anniversary that it's ridiculous. I'm not going to start listing here something with my resume, but the main thing, my autobiography, which has been
Yeah.
like 15 years in the works, and that'll be coming out, and I'll be doing a great deal of touring and all of that for that.